Hey guys, what's going on? I got a special video kind of for today. Got some new switches. This all happened very fast. Kairos Ryan uploaded a new switch teardown of a new CeraKeys switch called the Cream Clicky, and he uploaded that like, I don't know, this week, and I was like, oh, I wonder if those are available yet. And I checked CeraKeys, and they are. So I bought some, and they got here today. So it's only been a few days since this whole kind of journey started, and I already have them. So I'm actually very excited. So based on the shape of the switch, they look like they'll work with CeraKeys. So that's what I got out here. Right now, these are the same switches I did in my last video with this board. Kale box glazed greens, and these are actually and essentially it sounds like these Cream Clickies are going to do what these do, but even better. So I guess we can do a quick comparison sound test. I'm hoping that I'll be able to use the new switches with these CeraKeys, so this will be an accurate comparison. So all right, we'll do a quick 60-second on monkey type. Oh, shit. All right. That was decent. That was 122. Okay. So that is going to be it for this board for the next few minutes. And now, got this box from CeraKeys. I haven't opened this yet. I did cut the tape and I did cut the label off, so I don't dox myself. So don't laugh, okay? But I cut the label off. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and open this. And these are the switches. There was a packing slip inside, but all it said was just cream switches, cream clicks times 2. So that is all we need that for. All right. So looking good. These are packs of 36. Is this taped closed? It is not. Okay. So I know almost nothing about these switches other than they use a special proprietary clicking mechanism. The CeraKeys listing, I think it describes it and literally calls it a bottle cap switch. So I'm actually kind of excited for this. And I guess maybe it's made out of NK cream materials. I've never used CeraKey cream, so I can't really. It does feel kind of slick to touch. All right, let's do it. Ooh, wow. That literally feels linear. That's crazy. So it's just a linear, wow. That is really interesting. Okay. Oh, and these can be taken apart by the normal, via that sick-ass Gateron switch opener. All right, let me get a keycap. Luckily, these CeraKeys come off very easily. There we go, here's one. All right. This one came off very easily, so I hope it stays on this one very well. Oh, that's good. That's a solid placement. All right. Oh man, this is interesting. Wow. Okay, so everything that I said I liked about box whites and box glazed greens, having an incredibly light amount of tactility. This is basically no tactility. There's basically no switch feel to this at all. It's just linear. You really don't feel that click. That's crazy. Wow, okay. I'm impressed. I'm honestly impressed. All right, I don't really want to take this apart because based on Carlos Ren's teardown, it actually looks somewhat complicated. Like, it's not going to be just an obvious put back together thing, and I don't want to have to struggle with this. I do need to still do a couple things for work today, but I wanted to do this before, like, while the light is good, because the light in my room is broken right now, so I can't film these at night. So my guess is that these are called Cream Clickies because they're made out of, I think creams are purely made out of palm. Is that what they're made out of? I forget what creams are made of, but the material the creams are made out of is supposed to be like a self-lubricating material. Like it's just in and of itself is very smooth. So and I would imagine this is made out of the same things, which is why it's called cream, and it does feel very slick. I've never actually held a cream switch in my hand, but all right, I'm actually very excited. Okay, let's put these away for now. I bought 2 packs of 36, it was 72 switches. With shipping, it was about 75 bucks. Shipping was only about $4, so these are not super cheap switches, but I thought they sounded interesting, and then when I saw that they actually might work with these CeraKeys, I was like, oh dude, say no more. I am sold. So, where'd my cord go? Shit. There we go. All right. We'll take these off, and we will be well on our way. So I was gonna initially stream this, but it doesn't really seem like if it's gonna be, I don't think I have time to do like, you know, a 6-hour stream or anything like I did for the lubing, switch lubing, but so I figured like if it's gonna be like less than an hour, that's just the length of a normal one of my videos. So I'll just do this as a normal video. Unboxings are tough because not only do I essentially have to have the patience to wait for, you know, a day when I have a good chunk of time to set aside to do a long unboxing stream. So I don't know, I may actually not stream. I may do short unboxing streams, like if I actually reach a point where people watch. So I'll leave. All right, yeah, let's do one as a comparison. Just to get the side by side. Where'd the J key go? There we go. That's not even the right key, but whatever. So you do feel the click. There is a light but noticeable click. This, you really, there's ever so slightly. Okay, so you go from box jade, you go from Zeal Clicky to box jade, the box white, the Cream Clicky. That's like the kind of the scale, descending scale of level of clickiness or click tactility. Alright, I'll just put this back so that way I don't have to worry about anything getting in any of that lint dust getting in the switch holes. I will vacuum this before I take the switches out, and again before I put the new switches in. And I was probably gonna make a YouTube short out of the sound tests that I do for these, so that'll be probably better to have that in. Twitch can only do 720p from at my phone right now, so footage would look better if I can record. This should be recording in 4K on my phone. I feel like the last video I uploaded didn't upload to in 4K, but this should be uploaded as 4K. Shit. These are the two switches that CeraKeys sent. I guess this is an extra heavy linear in case you need a heavy switch for your spacebar, which, I don't know, I might. Okay, where's my vacuum? Okay, just kind of push these off to the side, I think. Okay, yeah, in fact, I'm going to use these boxes to store these switches then, okay. So the reason that I don't have CeraKeys in the entire board, aside from the whole, you know, aside from the problems I have with CeraKeys as a switch, they just simply do not work with CeraKeys. CeraKeys don't, the CeraKeys spacebar doesn't fit on the stabilizers I have in my Keychron Q1, so I have to use it on, it only fits on this stabilizer for whatever reason. And the stabilizer in the Q1 is a Duroc screw-in. So I don't know what the deal with that is, but and so as you can see, the CeraKeys, I think some people kind of get a little confused about this. What I mean by CeraKeys not working with normal switches. This normal MX mount stem doesn't have enough, just doesn't have enough for the keycap to grab onto. And basically every switch with this type of stem that I've tried so far, at least some of the CeraKeys have like just come flying off as I type, which is no good. I have a video on that, of the CeraKeys in my Q1. I was able to do a few monkey types without any keys flying off. A couple would come loose during the test, but all I had to do was like go like that, and a bunch of keycaps would fly off. So I think like it's pretty obvious. CeraKeys did offer to semi replacement set out, but I'd rather just be done with it. At least I do have some switches that can work with them, so those will just be the switches that I use with them. It's fine. They say limitations breed creativity. Shit. Okay. Oh, has this been out of focus? I apologize. Haven't been looking in the camera. So you go from CeraKeys are a bit too tactile. There's tactility. It's not the too tactile, because I don't think bobas are too tactile, or holy glorious pandas. It's the sharpness of the tactility. The tactility is so sharp that it kind of interrupts my normal flow of typing. I do need to revisit the CeraKeys, which I probably will do soon. Now that I have actually quite a few clicky switches, I plan to do like a big comparison video at some point. I may just stream it where I take, you know, I do multiple switch setups in maybe the same keyboard. I'm having trouble getting this one. There we go. Or maybe I'll just record it and, you know, edit out this part, the switching part. You'll probably do both. Yeah, I do kind of want to compare CeraKeys, box jades, box glazed greens. I have some Gateron blues somewhere in my room, which I can probably find. And I have buckling springs. I actually have a Unicomp that's just been sitting out in the living room. Like, I think it's on the floor somewhere, and it's just been sitting there for like a year, and it's covered in dust. I let my roommate take it to work because I wasn't using it anymore after I got my new Model F, and he brought it back, and it was so disgustingly dirty that I never even wanted to touch it again. But I don't know, I might try streaming like a sort of a restoration. Although I don't know, I would need to like basically just wash the keycaps is the main thing, so I don't know if that would really work well for filming. But okay, so close this box. I gotta make sure I don't lose this box. And let's get, I have enough switches that I can fill the entire board out, I think there's only 68 switches in this, so we should be good to go. These pins are tight. This could probably do well in a hot swap plateless build. That is another thing I do kind of want to try, is hot swap plateless. I want to try plateless, but plateless only really works with soldered boards right now, because you need something to, if there's no plate to hold the switches in, they need to be soldered in, and they need to have legs, you know. Need to have these PCB mount legs, and not just the middle one and the two metal ones, for alignment and also to hold them in. But some plateless boards with hot swap options do exist. And the makers generally don't recommend that you do a plateless hot swap, but you of course can. So okay, first I want to see, how does this work? Oh, beautiful. Okay. We'll save that for later. So, that's so weird. It doesn't feel like a Snapple bottle though. It feels completely linear. Like there's the ever so slightliest click, but like I don't know if that's even real. Like I don't even know if I'm actually feeling that or if it's just in my head because I hear it. But so okay, I don't think I finished talking about this, but the a normal switch doesn't have enough surface area for the CeraKeys to grab onto, so it would probably fall off. Let's try. Well, this one's not bad, but some of the keycaps are better than others, and that's the problem. So they offered to send me a new set if I send this set back, and I don't want to have to like set up international shipping, man. That sounds like a pain in the ass. If I were completely unable to use them with any of my switches, then yes, I would have sent them back. But they'll work with these, and I just so happened not to have any box style stem switches that are tactile or linear. All my box switches are clicky, but box inks do exist, and I've kind of wanted to try those, so that is probably another switch that you can expect to see on the channel probably later this year. I did just spend $75 on these switches, and I have to buy the Resident Evil 4 remake when that comes out. That's going to be $70. So, you know, try not to, oh my god, not to go overboard on consumer purchases this month. So I wonder what you get for scanning that QR code, or where that QR code takes you. If anyone wants to try it, they probably can just based off the video. I'm sure it just takes you to the novelties listing page. So they're NK creams, which are linears. There are also Nolives, which are tactile creams essentially. And then now there are Cream Clickies. Shit, the camera's about to fall off. Okay, sorry. So this is, I would say just right off the bat, this definitely succeeds in its goal of being a, quote, linear clicky switch. But now the question is that good? Or not is it good, but do I personally want that? And that is really the only perspective that I can give is whether or not I like it. It's not really fair to say it's good or bad, because, I mean, as you see, there's so much variation in what you can do with a keyboard switch that there is something for everyone, and that's kind of one of the nice things. So this is for someone who likes the sound of clicky switches, but doesn't like likes the feel of linear switches, I guess. I haven't bought very many things from Novel Keys. I think this is only the second thing I've bought from them. And yes, I know that boughten is not a real word, but I love that word. It's just really funny. I use it every opportunity I get, and basically every time I use it, I get the reaction that I want. Like I was telling my roommate, I was like, oh yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, I've bought that before. He's like, really, dude? Boughten? I was like, yeah, what are you talking about? What? I think the only other thing I've bought from Novel Keys, or the only other thing I've gotten from Novel Keys, is this keyboard. This NK65 keyboard. I bought this direct from Novel Keys several years ago at this point. Alright, let's start keying this bitch up. I did want to put a couple of other switches in here as reference, but let's just do a raw, man. Full on NK Cream Clickies. So the other question is, in practice, are these actually going to really feel any noticeably different from box, you know, whatever's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you can just hear that friction as that goes on. That's good. That means that the keycap's not going to fly off. So I'm going to do this, put these back on, I'll do a few sound tests, kind of try to give any first impressions. Like, I want to say that I like them so far, but, you know, you never really know for sure until you do that. You never get that full range of sound until you do the full-on sound test, and you never really... Just doing a couple of typing tests isn't really enough to get a feel for the switch either. You kind of have to live with it for a while. But I do like using this board for work, but currently there's something wrong with the desktop phone app that we use, and it's not letting me log in for our office phone. I can normally get the phone calls on my computer, and I can just talk to them on my headset with a mic, and I don't have to worry about my keyboard making too much noise because I have a headset mic. But since I can't log in to the desktop app, and since iPhones don't have headphone jacks, I have to just take, I can get the office phone to go through my cell phone, my iPhone, which I'm also using to film right now. But I either have to hold the phone up to my head, you know, and talk like normal, or if I'm gonna try to type something with both hands, I have to put the phone on speaker, set it on the desk, and having the phone on speaker, setting it down on the desk right next to a really loud buckling spring clicky keyboard. I don't know, then I start to feel bad again. So due to extenuating circumstances, given my current home office work from home setup, I still need to have a quiet keyboard, a relatively, not super loud keyboard, I should say. So I've been just using the Boba switch, the Q1 with Bobas. Those are still fairly loud, but it's not like a ear-piercing, you know, glass-shattering type sound. Okay. Watching season 3 of The Mandalorian. It's not really a spoiler. The last episode, he got like captured, and Baby Yoda had to go get someone to save him. And if you've been watching The Last of Us, you'll know that Joel, also played by Pedro Pascal, got injured and incapacitated in a recent episode. And Ellie had to go get somebody to help. So it's kind of like, you know, it's like poetry. They rhyme. All right, come on, let's finish this up. This doesn't really matter to me, but these switches being black and opaque is going to make it very hard for the LEDs to shine through them. As you've probably noticed, I rarely even have LEDs on for my videos. It is kind of nice to have a shiny thumbnail sometimes, but the Bobas do not permit, and I don't think this will either. Yeah, that's all. That's it. All right. That does feel kind of interesting. It's like a clicky switch, but it's like cushioned almost. It does not have a very strong, harsh bottom out or anything. That's very interesting. All right, let's do that sound test. Oh man, I really hate, I also forgot to mention that, in case you haven't noticed, but CeraKeys have no bumps on F and J, and I really hate that. Okay. Interesting. This is very strange. I would say it's like a box glazed green overall in feel. but it is a lot deeper pitch. The switch sound, the housing sound is a lot deeper. And it feels a lot, it feels lubricated in a way. That's the best way to describe it. It feels like it's lubed. I'm guessing that's just due to the material it's made out of. Let's put a comparison switch in. Okay. Yeah, in practice, it feels almost identical. It feels like a lubed box white or box glazed green. It even kind of sounds like what that probably would sound like. So yeah, it's like almost like if you lube the click bar, it would lessen the tactility slightly, and that's pretty much what you're left with here. I can't decide whether or not I'm feeling the click, honestly. It's so light. I think you do feel it. Okay, from a sound standpoint, these sound much better. All right. Interesting, interesting. Okay, let's take this back out. I forgot to do the mouse clicks again. I've probably clicked a few mouses throughout the duration of the video, but you know, the reason that you do the mouse clicks, you want to lower or raise your volume until the mouse click sounds about like what, you know, a mouse click should sound like in your current acoustic environment. You don't want the mouse click to be too loud or too quiet, and if you can set the volume that way, then you'll know, you know, that the keyboard is not overly loud or overly quiet volume-wise on your speakers or whatever. So, okay, let's do another one. So this will be the one for the YouTube short. Mouse click. That was terrible. We'll do a shorter one because YouTube shorts have to be less than a minute. Okay. All right.